at the rhythm of the sun. Well, I was wide awake until the dawn upon her face, and the echoes of our song as it hummed along. So stay with me, you are my missing pieces. Oh, you are my missing pieces. You are my missing pieces. So won't you stay with me?
Good morning, friend.
Morning, friend. How are you?
I am well. I was just scanning over the chat. Good morning, everyone. I love what Rosemay Cuss put. Greetings from Mexico, 7 a.m. I'm ready to delight my soul and my ears. I couldn't agree more. That's exactly why we're here today with
indeed.
Forestella. Very excited.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for being with us.
Yes, welcome everyone. So on the agenda today, Johnny, do you recall the madness of Utopia? The very
I do.
first
I do.
song we reacted with Forestella. It was just mind-boggling and confusing and wonderful all at
It
the
was
same
awesome.
time.
Oh, just the senses were just delightfully overwhelmed.
Yes. So we are going to start with the trilogy. That was the Hi, good morning.
Hello.
Right. What's the name?
Raina.
Rena. What did she
Or
say?
Raina? I don't know. Hold on.
Pull it up.
All right.
Now.
This was unexpected. Yes. Thank you for the 5 copies. She said, thanks for the live podcast for Forestella. Have been waiting for so long.
Oh, us yes.
As well.
Yes, thank you for the support, of course. So anyway, so Utopia is the middle of the 3. So we are going to start this morning by watching all 3. We're not going to stop in Utopia because we've already reacted to, just to kind of keep things moving along. But we are going to check out the trilogy. It's my understanding there might be a 4th coming out. It might be a quadrilogy. Is that the word? That's not a word.
It's not. Not at all. So yeah,
that might be happening. I'm not sure.
I feel like context is going to be very important with this one. I think that was definitely a missing facet before. We thoroughly enjoyed it, but yeah, it's going to be good to see this. I'm
looking forward to that. So that's where we're starting off to. We have some other huge requests, including Inner Universe and Lazenca Save Us. Lazenca. I'm probably not saying that right, but that's going to be towards the end. We're ending with that one because that's on KBS, and any of the shows on KBS are highly likely for us to get blocked, so we don't want to risk that until the very end. So that is the plan for today. Let's get going.
Yeah, what would the 4th part be called? A New Hope? Just
A New Hope.
No, it's just Star Wars.
Missed your thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, if you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe and ring that bell so you always know what's going on in the Throga world.
Yes, and just like Raina, hopefully I'm saying your name correctly, you can click on the link below in the description to buy us a coffee, help support the page and our reaction Wednesdays just like this, especially Forestella. And you can become a Throga member where you can get exclusive access to our Sunday shorts, which can include Forestella. You just let us know to react to it, and we do. So it's a lot of fun, along with other Throga Choice events.
You know, it'd be cool if Forestella covered the Star Wars soundtrack. Star Trek soundtrack. Yes, it'd be great if they covered that whole thing. I would love that. No words, but
actually, yeah. If we can, just have them
send that along. Yes.
Yeah. Someone let them know we would like the entire soundtrack remade by just the 4 of them. That would be great.
Yeah. Just the key moments. Doesn't have to be the whole thing.
No, I want the whole thing. I want the whole thing. All right, here we go. This is Save Our Lives.
Okay.
And yes, we do have a couple other songs we're going to fit in today as well, depending on time. I'm about to watch a film.
I'm here and the world is in shadows. No matter how much we hope, evergreens till life fades away. Only cries of sorrow remain. Night falls and the dark grows around us. No matter how hard we try, winter's cold and spring's far away. Rain for rest, wrapped in colors of gray. Save our lives on lands, see our lights appear. Make us full of love. Lead us to the precious light.
Oh, that's good. Ah.
I guess this is as good as any to do a quick pause. This is so musically intricate. Just in terms of the, I mean, you can obviously voice more in terms of the chord progression and just the modes, if you will, the transitions and things like that. But not knowing the music theory behind it or not understanding that, like me, people like me, I still immediately understand that there is great depth to the choices and the string lines and everything taking place. And there's all these little unpredictable moments where it kind of like rests, and then it like kind of takes you off into this direction and then gently rests. And then it's paced beautifully.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they sort of have their own genre. It feels like it's a conglomeration of many things. Is that the right word? Conglomeration? It's a combination. Yes.
No, it is, because it's got musical theater, it's got operatic, it's just
yeah,
all these
exactly.
layers.
It's got a little bit of a pop element too. But yeah, it's just that that kind of minor to major thing.
Love those.
So the song is based in D, I guess D minor overall.
As it should be.
And so instead of going to that D minor chord, it goes to a suspended chord.
It gives it that lift.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. They're masters at creating a mood, and sometimes you can't quite pinpoint what that mood is, but it's as the kids say, it's a vibe.
It is a vibe.
And it's just, I guess it's the Forestella mood. It's just got that drama. It's got that beauty. All just coalesce into one.
Drama's a great word.
And I love it. Yeah,
this.
I mean, it's so dramatic, and it's so like, I don't know. It's got this like darkness to it, but it's also just this serene beauty as well. And I love the beginning. I love when I guess Dahoon, did he come in with that?
Dahoon came in with the falsetto part. I was actually surprised. Yeah. It was a really cool
we don't
choice.
Really equate that with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Yeah, Hung Hill started it out. Love his lower tone, and then when Dahoon came in,
it was just crystal clear. And I think typically I would have expected Mingyu to come in with that, that the higher part. Even Urim can do obviously the high head voice falsetto, but there was a clarity that Dahoon came in that he didn't even like use a lot of breathiness or vibrato that I often associate with his voice with. It just kept it super clear, more of the bel canto style that supported
Very
that
pure
movement.
tone.
Yeah, it was beautiful. All right, let's keep going. I don't know what's happening lyrically. Guys, I don't know if you can... Is there a basic summary to follow? Because there's so much ear candy happening. It's difficult to like absorb the story taking place at the same time. All right, let's keep going here.
Art.
What do you say?
Oh, I'm just throwing out the sophisticated C words today. Coalesce, conglomeration, coalition, concoction.
That's an impossible question.
Yeah, right.
It's a good one, though.
Tell me why through the roads never ending. No matter how far we go, as we stand, still lost in our way, and we still see the worst one.
Thank you. I love that minor major there.
Yeah. Man.
Oh, I'm just covered in chills right now. Just
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that
Well-
ascension musically. Oh, hold on a
Yeah,
second.
and that's another thing. Oh.
Hold on. It's got some cool biblical implications throughout this.
Yep. Or Snow White.
I think a little less Snow White and a little more biblical if I were to choose one of the two. Wow. So the cinematography was great, obviously. Just the whole thing was, as someone pointed out in the chat, I mean, it requires more than one pass. Sonically, lyrically, visually, there's so much to kind of take on in this.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I know you're
and one thing I didn't add before was the cinematic quality that they have in their sound as well. It's like you just insert that anywhere. You could put it in a movie. You can, it can be the soundtrack of at the what's the thing we went to in Las Vegas, the Sphere, where you're watching that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they just conjure so many emotions, and in a song like that, which does have lyrics, but they're very spaced out, and it's a lot of like elongated vowel sounds. It just really works for that soundtrack quality because you're not being distracted by words, and that's why I want them to do the Star Wars soundtrack, because I feel like they could really do that justice, because they don't necessarily need lyrics to evoke a feeling.
True. They also don't need a full choir, as they have proven over
No,
and
they
over
do
again.
not.
You only need the four of them to emulate a full choir.
Yeah.
Their choices. I've said this before with other groups, whether it is a pop group or a crossover group like this or an a cappella group, who they choose to take what line is always interesting. It's kind of like a composer, Mozart, Beethoven, whoever is going to say, okay, I want an oboe here, not a clarinet, even though they can play essentially the same notes, but one has a slightly different texture, or
Mm-hmm.
the context of the feeling you get from this instrument, this tone, is by design going to carry you on to this, on this wave into this next part of the musical piece. And it's the same thing here. It's like you've got four masterful singers, but they don't have just one tone. All four of them share a lot of similar features when they want to. They also have very four distinct sonic fingerprints as well. So it's interesting process to say, okay, to whom you take this part, maybe you do this. That I would just love to be a fly on the wall in that process of why they choose based on a feeling, or is it strategy in terms of what's going into the next part. I just think that process would be really interesting to understand more, because they have so many choices in front of them.
Yeah, and like you said, usually in a singing group, people have their lanes. You usually have your high tenor part that
Always
does
here,
the top
always
part,
there.
your bass part. But the fact that they're so versatile definitely complicates that choosing process in a great way. It's great to it's like, it's great to have that problem of too many choices. And also it answers that question, whoever asked that, who our favorite vocalist was. That makes it hard to decide that even as well, because it's just like, because they can change it up so much. It's like, I don't know.
Corba asked that. Yeah, it is really difficult because it's probably mood orientated. Like there's days I prefer electric guitar over violin. It's just like kind of, what do you feel like? And I think based on this, depending on the song and their voice, they each have so much that they bring to the table.
It's just hard. It's hard to pin them down enough to be like, oh, that's my guy.
Yeah, like the rocker in me likes Mingyu with the, or no, Kyung Ho, which is like he's really high tenor edge thing that he has. Hoon's got the theater thing that I love, and
also like a pop delivery too. I feel like that one of the videos we watched, he was kind of like, he was like, look at that face. Like, God,
why does it freeze there?
Huh? I'm so sick of this stupid camera. I hate it so much. But anyway, as I was saying,
yes,
dude, sometimes you can have like that a little bit pop, sort of like a husky delivery, which I think is really husky. I don't know if that's a word. Just a breathy smoothness to his voice.
Yeah, velvety.
Velvety.
And then Urum, I was just gonna say, is that it's just like I can't even produce those sounds. So there's like just an envy and awe, when he's down in that lower octave as well.
But he can bring it up to sort of the baritone level too, and he can be right there as well, just right at the center.
Yep. All right, Utopia. Now I'm not going to stop. We're just going to play through. We're going to hear. This is only the second time that we're going to hear this, which is wild.
Yeah. So when did we hear this? How long has it? When did we first discover these guys?
Can you? I think you're in the chat, right? Can you look that up? I mean, it's over a year ago. Let us know. I'm very curious.
Yes, we're much more knowledgeable this time around, so it'll be interesting to have this second viewing.
Are we?
That's exactly what it looked like. I lost my dentures. It's like, hey.
Ooh, thank you, Ana Agra. Utopia, it is the story of the development of humans on Earth, with the search for happiness, but losing the utopia and transforming it into dystopia. Thank you. concept albums, like a reverse effect on these.
Stars are looking in the mirror. Shine like gold, shine like gold.
I don't even remember that. Long time ago.
The first time we met, oh yes, we got together. No place like this place to celebrate life. From Carmela to Malvarosa. Paradise, it's you and me. Now we're here in Utopia.
Don't let temptation bring you down.
Down from the trees, I'm on my knees. We're building Utopia. 10 billion BC, and now you're free. Welcome to our Utopia. Don't let temptation bring you down. He wasn't the Messiah. Utopia. Turn it up to our dystopia. Utopia. White doves temper temptations and more. White doves attempt to unify and find love. 'Cause we are branches on the world tree of life. Seems so clear. Seems so
I've seen this.
Stars are looking in the mirror. Shine like gold, shine like gold. Beauty, enlightenment,
Same.
and modernity. You were magnificent, the city, the art and science. All breeding magic and splendor and need. From Carmela to Malvarosa. Down from the trees, I'm on my knees. Now you're building Utopia. 10 billion BC, and now you're free. Welcome to our Utopia. Don't let temptation bring you down. Wasn't the Messiah. Utopia. Turn it up to our dystopia. Utopia. White doves temper temptations and more. White doves attempt to unify and find love. 'Cause we are branches on the world tree of life. Seems so I am the light of fire, suffer, kill this seed of sound. As the tempest busting glory, out of the clouds of heaven's raining. Están oscuras, el mar de su altura. Invisible the moon,
Run!
invisible sun. Hear the people cry, die. Pray for unity, but division, son, I'm seeing from you. Lasers in the eyes of the lost are killing me. Hear the people cry, die. From Escania to La Saida, hear the laws of the Messiah. Must be one and one, and be together in eternity. Utopia. 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 Turn it up to our dystopia. Utopia. I'm dreaming of Armeliona. Don't cry 'cause you're the fathers of Utopia. It's like sinners with temptation. Head down to Utopia.
Okay. Somehow it's even crazier the second time watching it. Like I understand it less. Let me clarify what I say. Understand it.
Wait, 1 second. Okay, so the tree is burning now. Stop passing the apple!
Don't eat it.
Don't eat it!
Hope it was like Honey Crisp.
Okay.
Sounded like a Honey Crisp. It's got that. So when I say it makes, it's crazier. It makes less sense to me musically because it's just so it's just so off the wall, and I can't, this is my role on this channel is to try to break down the songs, and I can't follow it because there's
Please
so much
play that
happening.
back to us.
Oh, da, 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 da. Like that's about it because it just changes so rapidly. And somebody mentioned the Queen reference, which I totally heard
For
this
sure.
time.
I hear Queen and Muse.
Yeah, but I mean, God, they make Queen like at least that song that makes a Queen song sound like just a nice little nursery rhyme.
Little stroll down the park.
Yes, I mean,
I've never done heavy drugs, but I imagine what.
Oh, you should.
When I listen to that song, this is what I imagine like crack would feel like. It's just like it's like hyper. It's like it's moving. It's changing. It's evolving.
Yeah.
And,
that's the thing that
and
came
then
to
you
mind.
crash.
It's like Queen on acid or something, It's like which Queen is already borderlining on acid as it is. Yeah, Forestella is a hell of a drug. It's
It's a hell of a drug.
It's a hell of a drug.
Oh my goodness!
Wow. Yeah, and whoever said it changes your what was it? It wasn't chemistry. It was listening to Forestella changes something internally. What is it? What was it?
I missed it.
Oh, I thought you.
Oh no, Joy was talking about how she doesn't know how to describe what it does to her nervous system.
Nervous system. That was Joy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There is obviously so much happening, and it feels like it's, like double speed kind of thing. It's just because there's so much to absorb and it keeps changing. But somehow, in the midst of all of that, their ability to be in sync is just incredible. I know it's done in the studio and things like that, but we've heard them live. We know their capacity of being just the crescendos and the vibratos, all these things. I mean, they execute that live. So they did that in the studio as well. Maybe they did independent recording, multiple takes, whatever. Regardless of that, it's not. We know it's not just studio magic that they have everybody lifting in volume and the way they do the compression. That's them listening to each other.
Oh, absolutely.
And to do that rapidly and that succinct in a song like that is just insane.
Yeah, no, it's a studio production, but when you actually think of what goes into putting that together, I mean, because the whole thing is, we call them novelty moments in a production where it's like, okay, we're only going to use this once, as opposed to, there's parts that repeat, and that's, I mean, there's a challenge to that, finding the right part. But when you can repeat a part, it's like it takes a lot of the load off because you're like, okay, I'm just going to use this 5 more times. I know what I'm doing. But when it's like, oh, we're going to use this really unique sound only that it takes, like an hour to find, and we're just going to use it in this one little section.
Just one little thing.
That's a big undertaking to do that. And when it's the whole song is pretty much that. I mean, there's consistent elements throughout, but I just noticed like, okay, there's this 2-second section where the guitar comes in and then it disappears for like the whole verse, or those crescendo moments, those little intricate dynamic things. It's like, and the fact that they're like coming in at these, they're sort of just the way they're coming in. It's like one line at a time. To write a song like that, first of all, is unbelievable. But then to actually arrange it and produce it is It's something.
It is. Well, on to the next. I know there's a little someone saying that that White Knight is not an official part of the story. White Knight not part of the trilogy. Do I have the wrong song, or is it not actually a trilogy? That information
Is
could
it a
be
nice calm ballad to cleanse the palate?
Is there something? Yeah, I'm hoping it's just kind of like just a little bit. So I was told this is the third song to listen to, but maybe it's not a literal trilogy. I don't know. I'm going to hit play. You fill us in. Worst case scenario, we have a different song we need to listen to. Oh, it's not out yet. So technically, so it's not a quadrilogy. So
no, it's not. I think we knew that.
Also not a word. So the third part is not out yet. Okay, thank you for letting us know. We thought this was part of it. So we were told to listen to this song specifically after the duology that we just heard. So that's what we're going to do. In the meantime, thank you so much to this wonderful human that I cannot pronounce your name. You're very welcome. Thank you for the super chat. And also, Hilly Millie, thank you very much for your super chat as well. We appreciate that.
Hilly Millie, I like that. And then Chris bought us a coffee. Thanks, guys. Been looking forward to this from Chris.
Well, thanks for being here, Chris, as always. All right, here we go. White Knight, what's happening? So this is somewhat related, I guess.
Search for the night in the dawn where light cannot send.
Yeah, that's that pop delivery I was talking about.
This empty place to find our hope we must not forget.
Our song is long to be heard, a murmur of history.
Such an effortlessness in this range for him.
Yeah.
The call of the earth, a home is surrounding me in this sea of green. There is magic in these trees. Feel colors, mountains rise, was born. Sing your chorus. Oceans crash like a storm. Skies come alive, rain down, awaken my soul. Whisper your secrets to me. I begin my adventure for you. I close my eyes, reaching your warm embrace. Sing your enchanting song. Forever I belong. Mountains rise once more. Sing your chorus. Oceans crash like a storm. Feel color.
Knew it was coming.
Mountains rise once more. Sing your chorus. Oceans crash like a storm. Skies come alive, rain down, awaken my soul. Whisper your secrets to me. I begin
Oh, Wi-Fi got all weird there for a second. Sorry about that.
Okay, that was your end. Okay,
Yeah, everything just kind of started like freaking out.
Yeah.
Although I am half waiting for YouTube to just be like, no, connection destroyed. I want to hear this ending again. Hold on, bear with me.
Okay, yeah.
What a piece of music here.
Whisper your secrets to me. I begin my adventure for you. Whisper your secrets to me. I begin my adventure for you.
That's cool. Yeah, can we point out Hyung Ho on that one? I mean, I feel like he was sort of the star of that show, just with that operatic, it's almost soprano sounding. I mean that's the crazy thing about the first song that we heard, where he was the low voice, and then Dahoon was the high voice that took over that. So they're so interchangeable with those things.
And same thing with Mingyu. I was going to say that as well. Like, I was confused. Like, what is that, Hyung Ho or is it Mingyu? I know the part you're talking about. I was like, wait, whose instrument is that? And that's why they're able. We talk about the versatility. That interchangeability allows them to feel like one unit, which is really incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Was there something else you're going to say? Because there's something else I want to talk about. Sorry.
I don't remember. No, I just love Dahoon's voice in the beginning too. I think I love that, and that's what gives them that pop thing amidst the musical theater. And I think that's one of the aspects that makes them so unique, is that they all have this very classical training, but there's a pop element to their voice, and I think the combination of that really makes them something special. Because otherwise, it could fall into that category of just like, oh, they're an opera group or whatever.
Right.
It's just it's a special combination.
What's interesting is they refer to themselves, I believe, or at least this is how it's the label advertises them as a crossover group, right? And that's the term I think that is generally accepted for this.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is we've heard other artists who are crossover in the sense of they'll do this really well and this really well, and we have multiple examples that we've heard on our channel. But what's interesting about these guys is the crossover is their style. It's not, oh, we're doing a pop song, we're doing this, and it's just dedicated. They have like their lane that every song seems to have that presence on some level. So it has become its own genre-specific thing that is Forestella, as opposed to just being able to do multiple things. And they really weave it in together in every song. What I wanted to point out was the vibrato. And this, we've talked about this before on the channel. Vibrato is basically a intentional variation of pitch, giving the illusion of being on a singular pitch. So if I were to describe it like, if I were to just give it like, whoops.
Oh, what do you got there?
I got a little blank page paper, and I'm going to draw on it for you today. So
this is new.
I need like a Bob Ross wig. We can draw happy trees. I can just talk calmly like this. No. So if this was the line, is this thick enough for you to? If I go close, it'll just get blurry. But anyway, there's a line.
Okay, is it? Is that?
This is my version of a straight
that looks
line.
more like the stock market. Actually, this is going back up.
So I'm going to minimize Johnny. He's distracting me. Okay, so you behave up in your corner.
That's a line.
So if this A, for instance, was the line.
No, this is more of what that looks like. Anyway.
Try a new line. I'm going to take my time this time.
Yes. Use a hard surface.
All right. Even tracing it is a little wobbly. Is this more acceptable?
That's better.
Okay. Let's say this is a 220. Excuse me. So when I play the piano, the hammer striking that string, and the string, if it's tuned correctly, is vibrating at that exact speed. Okay. So if it's if this represents that speed of vibration, and so if I were to sing it, yes, I do wish I had a Sharpie. Thank you, Chris, but I don't have one right here. Anyway, that's that note. Vibrato is where you intentionally go sharp and then flat, sharp and then flat. So you're not actually singing that pitch very much at all. It's sharp, flat, sharp, flat, sharp, flat. And it gives the illusion of being on that key. And that's what makes it colorful and interesting. My point of bringing this up is every singer tends to have their own speed. In other words, how fast they're going sharp and flat. And amplitude, meaning how sharp and how flat. Oh, you're not in there. Sorry. So the speed and the amplitude changes, kind of has a signature sound. Some singers are better at manipulating that than others, but typically we all have kind of a stock. Here's my speed, here's my amplitude. Mine tends to be a little bit more theateresque, a little bit bigger, and Johnny's, yours doesn't have as much of an amplitude, but our speed is similar, as opposed to, I don't know, like Michael Jackson tends to be like
Michael Jackson,
fast.
a very quick one, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's interesting about these four incredible gentlemen, point of bringing all this up, is that they have their independent signatures of vibrato, but when they sing together, they can actually in sync. They can manipulate their voice to not just harmonize the pitch, but move in sync. That's incredibly advanced. You have to have great hearing for that and great skill set for that. So I have a quick example of that towards the end. That's just, these details just blow me away here. So check this out.
Mm-hmm.
And then again. Every time. All four of them. And I don't know where Urim's down. It's probably wherever he is. But that speed is just dialed into each other. And it's such a subconscious thing as listeners when it feels magical is when those little details are brought together. And typically, you just don't hear that. A lot of a cappella groups can't pull that off.
Right. Yeah, the ability to listen as a musician is an underrated and overlooked skill, because you can be just a master technician, just a monster on your as a guitar player, piano player, whatever you do, and you haven't reached that level where you're actually like hearing the whole thing and how what you're doing is adding to the whole, because you're just concentrated on what you're doing. So yeah, to be able to do that is it just shows a maturity as a musician, and they're so good. And then just the way that they're balancing their voices, and I'm sure there's a post-production mixing process with this as well. But I feel like going in the actual performance, they're sort of mixing themselves. So they're making sure that
I agree.
Who's got the top melody, that he's the one that's standing out, and it's not nobody's overstepping what needs the most important aspect of that, which at that point was Young Hill's voice.
And by the way, one of the things that helps, autotune is a hot topic in reaction community and artists that use it and don't, and all of that. What we just heard, there's the post-production Johnny's referring to is some reverb, compression, volume levels.
More mixing.
Zero autotune. Well, mixing production sometimes includes that. Not here. And we would have heard it too, because as you try to, if one of them were, grossly out of tune or something like that, or not even significant, but when you go to move it, it messes with that signature vibrato, like it alters it, and then you lose that sync. So it's just one of the tells that is a very, very real in sync aspect in what we just heard, because they're just that. It's just crazy. Speaking of crazy, the next video, this is Gondre Mandre funny crazy version. So we hear so much heavy serious content. We thought it'd be fun to throw in something that literally says funny crazy in it. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's see what this one's all about. Wait, what's happening?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
건드레 만드레 나는 취해버렸어 너의 사랑의 향기 속에 빠져버렸어
Is this one of their songs that they're just doing double time?
난 너를 사랑해.
그날도 햇살처럼 안아줄게 너의 흔들리는 사랑이 어찌로 비워줘
That drunk?
나의 여자로 만들 거야.
언제나 너뿐이야 있으면 내게 돌아와줘 건드레 만드레 나는 취해버렸어 너의 사랑의 향기 속에 빠져버렸어 건드레 만드레 나는 취해버렸어 나의 심장이 먹기 전에 제발 돌아와 세울 건 없다지만 내 삶은 잊어줄게 진심 어린 마음 하나 영원히 사랑해
Ants move down too.
안아줄게 너의 흔들리는 사랑을 꽃으로 피워줘 울지 않을 거야
나의 여자로 만들 거야.
언제나 너뿐이야 있으면 내게 돌아와줘 건드레
This is what we're just talking about, their ability to mix each other that you were just saying. I mean, talk about unprocessed. This is just on a, I don't know, a cell phone or just a basic camera. There's just capturing the room. There's no additional reverb, no compression, no fixing of the pitch. Like, there's no adjustment of any kind. This is just them in the room and their ability
no
to
microphones.
move. Yeah. It's just wild. Their control. And they're just having a blast doing it. They're not even like...
And the arrangements of these pieces are so intricate. It's just like they're coming in, like the harmonies. I'd have to hear it again, but it's just the way they're coming in. It's not like your typical harmony group. Yeah, it's just...
No. Let's keep going here.
돌아와줘 건드레 만드레 나를 취해버렸어 너의
Yeah, like that.
속에 빠져버렸어 건드레 만드레 나는 지쳐버렸어 나의 심장이 먹기 전에 제발 돌아와 나의 심장이 먹기 전에 제발 돌아와 야 장난이다 너무 힘드네 건드레 나를 지켜버렸어 나의 심장이 먹기 전에 제발버렸어 건드레 만드레 나를 지쳐버렸어 나의 심장이 먹기 전에 제발 돌아와 나의 심장이 먹기 전에 제발 돌아와
진짜 정신없네.
와 이거 진짜 너무 어렵다.
즐겨야 되는 거야.
아니 왜
More?
브이라이브에서 이런 걸 하냐고
This is still another minute.
정말 여러분 콘서트에 오셔서 정말 이
이거는-
열기를
너네 나온다 화이팅 빠져버렸어 건드레 만드레 나는 지쳐버렸어 난 심장이
We're good?
I think that's it. I'm so tired. That was awesome. Oh, just the operatic attacks too. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's fun.
Brigitte, if you are still there in the chat, I believe you are. I saw some requests for something where they swap parts. I don't know if it's this song or part change. If you guys could help direct her as to what exactly you're asking for. Yeah, part exchange is the best. Are you talking about in what we just heard, or is that a separate piece? Please clarify. In the meantime, we're moving on to Snow Globe.
Snow Globe. Yeah, Matt Brown. I think you said it best. I feel like I should be playing Dance Dance Revolution. It definitely had that manic, frenetic pace.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Of course, Brigitte is here. She's not going to miss Forestella. So it's part change, yes. Okay, so, all right, see if you can find that. Unless it's on KBS, in which case we are not able to react to it today. They keep blocking our videos. We're going to do one at the end. Hopefully it gets by, but we don't want to risk that. So that's the only thing we want to make sure we avoid. Okay, so this is Snow Globe. This is the music video released 1 year ago. Highly requested. Let's check it out.
Is this part 3?
No. Part 3 hasn't been released yet.
You said that? So was I not paying attention?
That is our understanding.
Okay.
We thought White Knight was part 3, but it's not.
Oh, okay.
People wanted it to be, but it's not, and part 3 is yet to be released. So this is completely independent.
Okay.
Oh, and this was composed by who? Hyung Ho composed this one. All right, sweet.
Oh, sweet.
Frozen in forever winter, floating on silvery storms, dazzling stars softly embracing all that I've ever known.
Ooh, that's nice.
Settling deeper,
Does he play piano?
so silently under my feet.
Imagine.
Longing is there, and my reflection, hoping for something more. The cold reality splinters, a faint melodious sound. Sweet temptation is calling me, take a leap of faith to look down. When the stars align, goes in a
Oh.
take your place center stage in the night. Center the light, we're never waver. No one is waiting to catch you tonight.
Don't look down if you fall from grace.
That's great.
Again, this is this crossover genre that's theirs. So it's like, it reminds me of a waltz, but there's other elements there that, like,
I mean, well, it's
how do you
a
describe
waltz
this?
feel. It's 3/4. It's 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's waltz, but it's got some cool, like, classical elements. Like, there's, I gotta hear it again, but I love the verse is sort of that A flat minor thing, and then when the chorus hits, da 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 da.
Yes.
Something like that. So, just really sophisticated stuff. So I'm really impressed with the writing so far. And I want to hear it again, kind of see if I can pick out some more.
And I don't know if I missed it, if you guys said anything in terms of, he composed it. some composers just like sing the part, like they write the lyric and sing the melody, might work with somebody else to write the piano. I'm just curious does he have that background to do the chord structures as well? Just if you guys know that information, that would be sort of cool.
It does have sort of a Danny Elfman style, so that's that sort of twisted beauty to it. You know,
yes,
just a little bit
it gets just a little dark, like that Nightmare Before Christmas kind of like movement mixed in with it. Did he do Nightmare Before Christmas? That's what he reminded me of.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, I thought it was.
And then
while we're paused, Walden, thank you so much for your incredible super chat. Tamara J, thank you. And Gassion, sorry.
No one.
It's the only accent I have fun with.
Tips like Gaston, no one.
No one super chats like Gaston. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so we got a couple copies too.
Yes.
Once I unfreeze.
Pause for dramatic effect. There you go.
Yeah, okay. Yes, Joy Robinson, thank you for 3 coffees. A Forestella day is a great day, she says. Thank you for loving them too. Love you. We love you, Joy.
We do.
Manish bought us 3 coffees. Forestella are the best. And then there was one that just came in. I'll get that. Vicky just bought us 3 coffees. And she said nothing. But sometimes, you know.
Maybe she's trying to tell us
says,
hit play on stop talking.
Possibly.
So we can keep listening to the music.
Message received, Vicky. Message received.
I hear you, Vicky. Let's go.
From
Great.
For the unknown becomes known. What has been shown cannot then be unshown. Paint a smile upon your face when you're dancing right through the pain.
The cold reality splinters, a dark symphonious sound. Sweet temptation is calling me. Never let them take up your crown. When the stars align all in our favor, take your place, Santa, stage in the night. Santa Claus, the light tongue never waver. No one is waiting to catch you tonight. Don't look down if you fall
Oh, I love they worked in electric there too. Wow.
Really cool.
Oh, it's not done.
Out of my window, darkness covers with no end in sight.
go back in time, dancing my solo, always hoping to find the moonshine. Lost in waters,
Woo!
Wow.
Oh, the decay on that.
Oh, like the unresolved. Or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean,
In this
talk about
moment here, I mean,
taking
the
us on
whole
a journey.
journey is exactly what it is. So it just keeps elevating, and then this. And here. Then to choose to keep that singular in with bringing down the volume. It's actually it sounds like it sounds easy in the sense if I was playing the piano and then I just turn down the volume, that's easy, right? I'm just playing the same thing on the right hand and my left hand's going just fade, right? Not so easy here. So like pianos, if you play it lighter and lighter, it changes the velocity, the hit. It changes the tone. What they did there was he allowed the singer to maybe backed off the mic a little bit, but to keep the same speed of vibrato that we talked about earlier, the same tone intact, and bring down the volume. So you're lessening the air pressure under the folds during that. It's just a moment of just beautiful control, and choosing to have everybody else drop out before that just gives you that sense of singularity, that soaringness, that to fly at the end there. So many amazing choices. I mean, we could spend an hour just dissecting layers of this.
Again, there's so much going on, but in a different way than Utopia. It's just but I think just an overall assessment of their stuff would be that there's really never any filler with anything, with the writing, with the production, with the arrangement. I mean, the songwriting in this is wonderful, and like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's the shift from having the verse being that minor key, and then by the time we get to the chorus, it's the same key, but it's turned major. I mean, that's not something you hear often in popular music or contemporary music. So that's just an interesting choice, and it's evolving the whole time. It's modulating. The way things are transitioning is none of it is stock, and the arrangements. There's always something. Every measure is packed with something. Whether it's an interesting melody, whether it's a string line coming in, whether it's a guitar part, whether it's a drum fill. There's, there was like a moment where, transitioning from, it was like, I think a verse part or something, where they shortened the measure. So instead of doing it in your usual 4 measures, they did 2 measures. Little subtle things like that, which they're not just like coasting when they're putting this stuff together. They're being very detail oriented, and they're just packing everything, not in a overblown sense where it's just like, okay, it's too much. It's just packing with they're just putting a lot of care into it, and they're making sure that they're not just coasting.
It is well crafted. And it's interesting you say not putting too much. It's too much to like acknowledge at once, because there's so many layers, but it's presented in a way that is truly well crafted. It's like
like if I were to just listen,
egg, right? So it's just like, it's beautiful from a distance. You can see immediately that this took great care, but to actually try to replicate that is just
right.
I mean, it's a lifetime skill.
It's only complicated when you have a reaction channel and you're trying to break it apart and explain things. That's
Otherwise,
when
you just
like,
enjoy
okay,
it.
I'm trying to focus on this thing. If I was just listening as a music lover that didn't necessarily have a theory background,
right,
I would just take it all in and just think, wow, and just be overwhelmed by it. But yeah, it's like I'm trying to figure out this verse part. It's like, oh, it changed. Oh, sorry. Okay, the thing let me remember that.
This is constantly.
Oh, then there's lyrics. I forgot there's lyrics that we gotta pay attention to.
So this, I know we have a couple people to thank that I saw come in. So this video is almost 16 minutes long. We're not going to be able to watch it all today, but it does have a time start. So this is part change challenge. So we're just going to watch a part of this because we have other songs we have to get to today that's on our list. I'm curious to see what's here. Before I hit play, thank you to Starlight. Throga channel is the best. Well, I concur with your insight. Thank you very much for this support.
Thank you so much.
And Nancy Moore, thank you for your super sticker. Greatly appreciated.
Yes. And Minnie bought us a non-mini amount of coffees, 20 coffees.
Whoa!
All irony.
Thank you
so much. Thank you, Minnie. And she says, thank you. Love Urim and love Forestella.
Yes, we agree. Thank you very much for the support. Greatly appreciated. All right. Let's see what we got here.
Nella fantasia io vedo un mondo giusto, lì tutti vivono in pace. Io sogno d'anime che sono sempre rivere come le nuvole che
저보다 늘었어요.
좀 늘은 것 같아요.
오케이. 그러면 파트 체인지 2부를 본격적으로 한번 시작을 해볼게요.
네, 좋습니다.
자,
파트 체인지를 처음 보시는 분들은
예.
뭐 이게 정말 서로가 오늘 조금 싸울 수도 있는.
It's cool to hear him speaking. You don't hear that much.
Yeah, it
수
is.
있는
너 나와줄 수 있는 오케이.
그런 상황 생기더라도 당황하시지 마시고.
강현처럼 인이어도 만지작거리고 자기 인이어 얘기 없다 하지만
Hijo de la luna, hijo de la luna, 비추이는 하늘, 기울이는 너의 오랜 기도가 푸른 바다 아래 깊은 잠을 자던 서리 떠오르.
잘했습니다.
와 이거 까다롭네요. 생각보다 카운트 채널 영역의 소질이 다
So the parts aren't completely interchangeable among the four. There are some, like we said, there's some extreme moments that they're definitely like you know, set for or align well with in terms of music. But it's fun to see them interact with this way, and they overlap in so many different ways as well. I don't know how much more to play. Let me just play a little bit more.
다 좋으세요.
저는 그럼
잠깐만요. 근데 이 정도 실력이면은 방음호 없이 3명이서 활동해도 될 것 같아요.
괜찮은데?
Well, that's a great idea.
우리 트래픽톤으로 붙이자. 하고 계십니다. 정말 우리 달의 무녀님은 본인의 정기를 이어받을 수 있는 사람을 선택하고 있거든요. 지금.
정했습니다.
네, 정했습니까? 너무 기대됩니다.
정말 비슷비슷했어요. 정말 비등비등했고 이 노래는 정말 그 마음속 깊게
그렇죠.
어머니의 마음으로 불러야 되는데
맞죠, 맞죠.
두은 씨가 이 품어주는 숨소리가 아주 매력있어요.
호흡으로 품어주는.
호흡으로.
I love they're discussing
저는 그럼
this.
누구를 할까요? 저는
영광이 또 좋습니다. 성호 씨.
Oh, they're changing their names. I get it.
너무 뽐냈어.
너무 뽐내.
제일 좋음으로 내려가.
제일 좋은.
민규 씨에게 정말 새로운 도전이겠네요.
그럼 제가 민기 형 한번 해볼게요.
너 진짜 쉽지 않아. 너 정말 쉽지
저는
않아.
고음의 대가기 때문에
예.
다
이제
찢어버렸어.
이제 베이스에서 테너로 넘어가는 건가요?
배너.
매너. 오케이. 맞아주고 살짝
I
이렇게
figured it out eventually,
여기 눈빛이
but thank you for clarifying.
여러분 제가 저음을 못 내는 게 아니에요. 여러분 조민규가 무게감 있게 부를 수 있다는 걸 여러분들께 보여드리겠습니다.
It should be good.
초고음을 밝은 달.
지금 뭐 하시는 거예요? 집중하고
제가
있는데.
너무 이렇게 네 여러분 우리 이렇게 죄송합니다.
다리 썩어서
오랜 기도 들려 깊은 잠을 자던 달이
Yes!
입을 맞춰 간절한 기도 사라지기 전에
That's just like you when you do the Jeff
Yeah.
Castellucci. You're like,
Right. God, yeah.
it's so low.
He does a pretty good job, though.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
He got there. He got there.
여기 중에 달의 그림자에
Love that presence.
거세진 바람
꺼진 불빛 물에 치고 찢어진 마음 멀리 떠나가네
달이 스치는 밤에 나를 외면하는 달의
모습이 바람 부는 이 밤에 머물게 해줘 나와 닮은 빛을
Oh my goodness. They are a riot.
They are.
Now, obviously, they probably could have taken a little bit more. I mean, they're having fun with it, right? So I feel like if they really wanted to like practice and carve out the space, we would have had like obviously a great version of that.
Mhm.
But I'm so glad you suggested. It's exactly what we were talking about earlier. Their interchangeability, but there's obviously limitations. And there is a reason they choose certain instruments for certain parts of the song.
There is a method to the madness.
That is a
And
riot.
it also is cool to see their awareness of their strengths as well. You know,
Yes.
obviously, not, you know, I mean, not that we doubted that. I mean, it's pretty.
Yeah.
I had a feeling they knew what they were doing, but it's just like when you're like, oh yeah, you know, Dahoon's got the sort of breathy voice, and they're like, oh yeah, you utilize your breathy voice there, and they know their strengths and stuff. So that's really cool.
That is a riot. Awesome. Thank you guys for recommending that. All right, we got to move on to the next thing. We got a few more we're going to try to squeeze into today. I believe we had a coffee come in. Did it?
Yeah, I think we
super
did.
chat?
Oh,
we had
coffee.
Well, we had a super chat. I did see that. Thank you to this wonderful human. I don't know how to say her name, but thank you for the support.
Yes. And Latte Lover bought us 5 coffees. Such a great reaction to this amazing group. Duty calls. Catch you tomorrow.
Bye, Latte.
Thank you for joining us, Latte.
Thank you for hanging out as always.
Okay. I like blue today, by the way.
You're looking
did
a little
my light
bluish.
change? Yeah,
did you change the settings?
I didn't change anything.
I got you. Hold on.
Am I dying?
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
Much
okay.
less blue. You're welcome. This would be really blue. Yeah, you got a little icy.
A little icy.
How about right there? Cool. A little better?
That's fine. I'm not too picky.
Moving on. Not too picky. But fix it.
I think something's wrong with me.
All right, so this next song is Kool music video. This is the one you guys voted on for us to check out. Let's check it out.
Art. I don't think we should do that.
All right.
She's a beauty queen, such a masterpiece, and my heart just skipped a beat.
Totally different.
So magical, like an old school melody. The body got me sober, it's a beauty, got me suffering, leave me on my seat. Feel the fight to my castle in the body, in my feel the heat.
Wait, stop it for a second.
They're next.
Okay.
What's up?
Are you sure we're not listening to BTS right now? This is very... Wow.
I know, I was listening to it, it's like right away, like the production is a completely, like a total shift.
I mean, this is pop. This is total pop. But, and their voices are changed too. This is...
I know.
Wow.
The delivery is way more what's conversational versus operatic. So they're like purposefully like delivering in a different style, a little more staccato. Yeah, the closed vowel performance.
Very pop inflections. Wow. I don't
I
think
didn't
we've
see
ever
this
heard that
coming.
insane.
Raise the temp 200 degrees.
Somebody call the doctor. Every time you walk by, every time you say hi, every time you put on a smile, I can't get my cool. Think I need a dip in a swimming pool. 'Cause it looks so hot in your skin like that. Ooh, saying stupid things that I shouldn't do, but I can't help myself.
So pretty, going, yes ma'am. Whitey, killer, Ray-Bans.
So cool.
You're so cool. I get my heart going dum diddy dum. I get my heart going I get my heart going dum diddy dum. I get.
You look so sick, better call the doctor. My head keeps spinning like a helicopter.
They must have had a riot doing this.
Yeah.
You're giving me a heart attack. The body got me sober, it's a beauty, got me suffering, leave me on my seat. Feel the fight to my
I love the mullet.
I feel the heat. Tell me what am I gonna do? You're giving me every single time you walk into the room. Somebody call 911. Every time you walk by, every time you say hi,
That's cool.
every time you put on a smile, I can't get my cool. Think I need a dip in a swimming pool. 'Cause it looks so hot in your skin like that. Ooh, saying stupid things that I shouldn't do, but I can't help myself.
So pretty, going, yes ma'am. Whitey, killer, Ray-Bans.
So cool.
You're so cool.
You got me going all crazy. You
straight up pop.
Straight up pop.
By the way, there's and that's not in any way, shape, or form like a derogatory statement. Just for clarity, pop has its own style expectations.
I've actually never been more impressed by them until seeing this, and not to say that this is their most impressive song.
No.
The shift that's incredible. If I close my eyes and you just play this for me, I would have no idea.
If I gave you 1,000 guesses, this would not have been there.
Might have been a couple Mingyu moments where I'm like, oh, that's Mingyu, you know.
Or Urum, the low end, obviously, because that's more of a rare range in pop.
Yeah. But other than that, this is like a completely different band. This is
crazy.
I'm so impressed. It's a great song, too. As far as pop, you know.
Yeah, for this lane.
This is a great song, amazingly delivered. And this just confirms what I was saying about Do-hoon earlier in the show, where, you know, saying he's got that sort of, you know, that breathy quality, which really lends itself to pop. But now he's really leaning hard into the pop, and it's like he could be like a pop star. And actually, Young Ho, who started off the song, great pop voice. I would have never in a million years, you know, I praise them for having pop elements in their more classical sound. Had no idea that they could go this hard into the pop genre.
I didn't either.
That's incredible.
It's funny that the least impressive range-wise thing is the most impressive relative thing that they're presenting.
Right.
It's the only non-crossover piece.
Yeah.
That we've heard.
Give me that chili, 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 baby, you're so illy.
Every time you walk by, every time you say hi, every time you put on a smile,
I can't get my cool. Think I need a dip in a swimming pool. 'Cause you look so hot in your skin tight denim. Ooh, saying stupid things that I shouldn't do, but I can't help myself.
Dance moves too. I mean,
so pretty. Yes, ma'am. Whitey killer, Ray-Bans.
So cool.
You're so cool.
Dude, I love that.
that was great. Wait, is there a little outro?
You're so cool.
Back to the apple. It's all connected to Utopia somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, well, shame on us for trying to pin them down at all. Even saying they have their own genre, because even that's too limiting. You're so illy.
Oh my god, that was great.
That's incredible. Wow.
Okay.
Listen, usually it is not a common thing for classical-based singers to be able to make that transition. It's just it's such a different approach, and it's just such a different style that it's like what you're training in a classical genre is just, it's so not related at all. And usually classical based singers sound, if they try to sing pop music, they sound, even if, you know, on the best days, you can always tell it's like, okay, kind of cool, but you know, it's like it definitely a fish out of water in a
Johnny
sense.
and I have horror stories of trying to work with opera singers in the studio to make them sound more pop or country or whatever. Like, it's really challenging. We've had that, and vice versa. Someone's like, "Oh, I want to do." Actually, even just country. If someone wants to do pop, like, "Oh, I want to do a country song." It's like there's an authenticity to each style that you have to absorb and everything like that. To just mimic it, you're always running the risk of it being like a mockery style versus it being an authentic delivery. And
even like rap too, which there's rap moments in that song. That's, I mean, even though, you know, on the surface it's like, oh, you're just, you know, you're not even singing, you're just talking. It's like, no. There's, you know, you find somebody that's not authentic to that genre, and you can tell, and it's just like, okay, move on.
Crazy.
Move along.
All right, we have 2 more to get to today. We're running a little behind, so sorry for those of you who might have to leave early. You can always come back and revisit. This is Inner Universe. This is televised. We are going to put transparency on for this one. And our last one after this is Lazenca. I'm sure I'm not saying it right. Lazenca Save Us? I'm guessing I'll hear it in the song, then maybe I can be corrected. So that's the last 2. Here we go. The link for all of the songs will be in the description below after the live stream, so you can go there to watch it without this transparency. I know this is a bit annoying, but it's just to make sure we don't get blocked, or it'll help. There's no making sure of anything. It helps minimize the chances of us getting blocked. Here we go. It's one of our most requested for the day. This is from Phantom Singer All-Stars. It's pretty cool.
Rhythm. I like it.
Actually, 때문에 거실이 났단 널 라스칼레다니 맺힌 예쁘디
Yes, yes, 나 돌거든 돌려고서 반년에서
Good at that.
I am calling, calling now. Spirits rising, falling.
No one sing.
Calling, calling now. In the depths of longing. Savoya
I'm sure we've used this analogy before, but the school of fish, they're just so together.
It's insane. Even the glissandos. Like, there's this one part right here. Let me see if I can find it quick. So those are step notes. That.
Yeah.
So, to have that,
oh my God!
You got a nice blur pause.
What the
for serious? It will be fixed. You got a new computer coming. It's gonna be fixed. I can feel it.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn this one.
So there's one thing to go from this note, right? So that's not. I don't know what else they're playing there. That's Johnny. That's you. But to step from this pitch to this pitch, knowing at this time we're going to land here. That's one thing. But to actually move to glissando to the fourth, sorry. To move to the fourth in sync gradually like that from one note to another at different intervals takes far more skill and, again, listening to each other and practice as opposed to just landing the note. I mean, just that little moment would take so much rehearsal for anyone that's just like any random four people, even skilled singers put together, would have to really put the time in to move in that way. Just that little sliver.
I think it actually goes beyond just listening. I mean, obviously that's very important.
Of course.
They definitely do that. But there's almost like a telepathic thing where it's just like they're instinctually, they just know what each other's going to do. And that's even harder to teach. That's just, I mean, you got to just have the right chemistry with who your bandmates are.
Just amazing. Just amazing. By the way, we do see, I'm just going to quick comment on this. Reference to Dimash concert coming to the U.S. We know Johnny's getting married, probably has a honeymoon, things to do right around that time.
I can ask her if we can postpone it. You know, I mean, she's pretty open to, priorities. So we'll see what we could do.
We'll see what we can work in. No, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to attend that, but we have lots of comments coming in. We wish we could be there with you guys, obviously. So I'm sure it'll happen again in the future. So I would like to see Forestella in person. I'd love it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have they ever toured to the U.S.? If not, let's make that happen also, along with an entire soundtrack for Star Wars.
Seriously.
These guys are just incredible. I'm going to keep playing from here. Just every 5-second moment, there's something to comment on. So I just don't want to flood with just repeating. I'm just silence
all
and
killer,
drool.
no filler.
That's all I've
killer,
got
no
for
filler.
you. Exactly.
Silence and drool. Thanks, Leanne.
We was life and we had no meaning.
Wow.
Nothing's real anymore.
Я могу стараться,
Like channeling different voices.
Damn. Dude. Yeah. Just we shouldn't be surprised at this point, but we are.
A quick reference point.
I know. Insane.
Oh my
Absolutely
God.
insane. Couple things I want to point out. I mean, there's so many. You know, the identifiable sound of Mingyu, I think. Every time he comes in, it's just like, that's him. And you can just hear it from a mile away. Hyung Ho and his head voice falsetto is just, it's magical. And I think I have a new idea. So in addition to the Star Wars soundtrack, I'd also like them to do the Lord of the Rings soundtrack.
Lord of the Rings. I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, those moments where
Yes.
you know Gandalf comes at the fourth sunrise or whatever it is, and you know, look to be at the fourth sunrise. I mean, talk about heavenly, and it's just, man, to have that in your arsenal, where you have that sort of, for lack of a better word, that sort of female sounding presence. I mean, you can really just have a whole. Yeah, I mean, they have a whole choir with the four of them. It's
genuinely
like they have all
do.
the pieces.
And what's great about Hyung Ho too is that we didn't really hear a lot of the edginess there, other than, you know, in the earlier pieces that we reacted to today. I mean, he could add. I think he's the best of the four, at least that what I've heard, in terms of adding distortion, like stylized, intentional distortion in certain parts as well. So again, just kind of another facet to his just skill sets that he brings to the table.
And he's the one that drove the bus on that pop song, which is crazy.
He's also a great pop bus driver. Driving
them. It's just God, some of the stuff that comes out of my mouth. No, but just, I mean, to have that sort of soprano presence and then be like the baritone lead of a pop song. That's just the skill of these guys is just incredible.
Just amazing.
Man. And I mean, a performance like that's about, I mean, there's no added anything to that. That is them. And it's just the sound that they're capturing and the arrangements and what they're able to do because they're so versatile. They can just do it all. They're just so self-contained and they can just take you on such a dynamic journey.
Yes.
Because they're changing their voices up. It's, you know, even if they just had one thing that they did, it would still be impressive. But the fact that they can get really broad, they can get, you know,
pop front and center versus representing a full choir without assistance.
But they can get like that really broad operatic tone, and then you kind of like thin it out a little bit, and everything in between. And it's just it's just, I get this visual, the school of fish. It's just this shimmering thing that's just this one entity.
Yes. So we are on to our last one today. We're running a little over, in fact, but of course we're not going to cut this one out. This is probably our number one request, along with Inner Universe that we just checked out. This is how do you pronounce this, Johnny? Lazenca. Lazenca?
Can I see it? What's it?
Right there.
Oh. Lazenca?
Lazenca, save us. So this is KBS World. We have been blocked from this channel before, so we are going to put on transparency. If this gets shut down midstream, hopefully that's not the case. It will end up being on Patreon, so we'll just continue it. Hopefully that's not the case. Also, I see other requests coming in. Please, please, please leave your requests in the comments after this live stream so we know what to come back to, whether it ends up on Patreon or not. We do want to do our best to fulfill your request. We cannot do Scarborough Fair. We actually reacted to that over a year ago. That's one that we did with my dad. He came out to your studio. We did that. We posted it. We completely blacked it out. It was just the audio, and it was still blocked globally. And it was before we set up a Patreon account. So we did react to it. Unfortunately, you're not going to see it, but it was great. As expected.
We're not going to Scarborough Fair.
That's right. So here we are. Last one for today. Let me just make sure I got all your super chats.
Rosemary
This one. Oh, look it. We have our friend Not Gaston came back with another one. If you have the chance, I highly recommend listening to the official rendition of Hayo de la Luna. So leave, please, if you can remind us. We appreciate the support, of course. Please leave that in the comment right after the live stream so we can put that in the mix for a future reaction.
Look at that piece of hair sticking up right now. Look,
It's perfect.
look at that.
Don't move. I love it.
It's a
Wow.
alfalfa, but in the front.
Novia Rica, thank you as well for the super sticker. Appreciate the support, guys. Definitely know to keep coming back. Oops. Here we go. All right.
Is this supposed to have sound? I feel like sound is recorded on this channel. Okay, there we go.
It's that full choir sound. I'm sorry, I know you can't see all the facial expressions fully. This
It's okay.
this is real. It's just like
Yeah, I know. I know the feeling.
I'm not mocking her. It's just like I can't imagine absorbing this in person. Their presence is just huge, just even through YouTube. It's crazy. Love the electric influence here. There's that edge.
That's great.
I did catch that. There's some other singers as well.
Zeppelin vibe.
I wish she was louder. Sorry. Ooh. Guys, do they have this like a studio version of this one? The mix is a little quiet. It's just the nature of the channel that I'm playing. But
Yeah.
I would love to hear just the drums, electric guitar, like the presence in a studio environment with this one would be awesome. This is the crossover thing. This is an example of that would be a great song to show somebody as a first listen, just because it has this. I don't know what your camera's doing today. It's being super weird. But anyway, it has that operatic, conversational mixed with things. They got range layers of the harmonies, and it hasn't gone crazy in terms of any modulations or anything at this point, but it just gives you like this sense of power. The song just really brings out the power in their voice, which is just mind blowing.
Yeah, no, to have that, to have these genres, these multiple genres, and have like that like I was saying, like that sort of Led Zeppelin rock background with this operatic thing.
I like it.
And then they sing pop too. So
for most of the Immortal songs, Elena is saying, you're saying that there's not studio versions. That's a shame. Love to hear that. Not that this isn't great to listen to, obviously.
Yeah, and I feel like as far as Bus Drivers go, I think Dahoon is really kind of like the catalyst for this song. Driving the bus.
We've been in this channel for over a year and a half. You have never once referred to the bus driver of the song.
Well, much like Forestella, you can't pin me down, and any expectations that you have of me, any assumptions that you have, will come back to bite you. So just, I'm unpredictable. I'm like Pee-wee. I'm a rebel. I'm a loner. I'm a rebel.
That's the first person I think of when I think of rebel.
You know the reference, though.
I do in the movie. Yes.
Yes. I'm a loner, Daddy. A rebel.
I love the edge too of this one.
Yeah, it's almost like this recording can't contain the magnitude of sound. Some Dream Theater.
Oh, these movements together. Yes. Oh, that cry. Woo! So, where were they, Johnny?
Which part? Yeah, that's an F5.
But it's crunchy. There's something like right under it too that's just giving it this, and it's so hard to do because when you hear somebody else in the same key or outside of the key, as a singer, speaking for myself, I've always am tempted to. It's like a magnet. I feel like I want to match the other singer when you're that close on the harmony. So to have it that crunchy and precise just gives it such a cool sound.
That's a sus.
It's sus 4?
Yeah.
Sus 4 too?
So it's like an F chord with that B flat. Yeah.
So F being here or F up here for that matter. And you said and the fourth being here.
Yeah, but it's an octave below though.
Right. So it's, but with the F, so it's an inverted, something like that.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have played the A yet, so the sus is flat. And then
so it would have resolved into it. Okay, I can hear that.
And that was like the first song that we heard that had that, and those little crunchy moments, and it's called a suspended for a reason. It's not meant to land there. It's like it suspends, but then it wants to resolve.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's when you have those type of crunchy elements, and they do a lot of major seconds where it's like a full step apart, where when you play them together, it's got that. So I mean that's a good example too. It starts on dun, 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 and then it resolves to that. So that's the point in having those, that tension and release. So when you have those moments in the song, it can go either way. If you're dealing with a vocal group, it can go either really good or really not good.
Terrifying. There's really not a lot of play in between.
Yeah. So, but when you nail those moments, those crunchy moments, and sometimes it's even minor seconds too, and especially in a singing group where there's like 4 or 5 singers or whatever.
Right.
A lot of times that they'll decorate their chords with those little really crunchy things because they create such an amazing sound. But you have to be super on to make that work, and obviously,
or it just falls apart.
That's what they do.
Yeah. I mean, you could go from this to resolve to just ugly. It's just like it doesn't take much to just go sideways.
Yeah, or I mean, because there's within a half step, there's still a spectrum of frequency.
100 cents in between. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're not in that zone of being in tune, it sounds bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep going here. Look at everybody's just stunned.
Wow. You know, when a group like this is put together on one of these shows, you know, I'm sure there's really great intentions of where they want the group to end up going, but you can't anticipate it turning into this, and you know, them like evolving into their sound, even though we can't pinpoint what their sound is. I mean, that pop song just ruined every preconceived notion I had of them. But like, I mean,
I just realized the bus driver is driving the school of fish. All of your euphemisms, they connect.
You know, the bus driver, it is a common phrase. I will say, driving the bus. Anyway,
a fish. So, go on.
Yes, but I mean, what? It's like that's just like pure cosmic good fortune.
Oh my goodness!
You have a group of, you know, you just have these people that you put together. Which, I mean, they did their due diligence and found the right people to go together. But it's like you can't anticipate that.
No,
you know,
because it's also, you've got egos and personality clashes potentially, right?
Yeah.
Those things happen all the time, and the fact that there's such an amazing respect among the four in their ability to work together is unpredictable for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a magical combination, conglomeration, if you will.
Yes, another C word. Speaking of C words, Carla, thank you so much for the super chat. Greatly appreciate
Carla.
I believe we had a coffee come in as well.
Yeah, we got a couple. Yep, Raina, who I think.
Raina again.
Raina, yeah, from the beginning. Raina bought 3 more. Let's close the fun Forestella reaction with Lazenca, Save Us, and My Coffee. Thanks, guys. Great way to end it.
Appreciated.
Nami,
you guys are...
Who? 5 coffees.
I missed it.
Nami? N-A-M-I?
Thank you.
Rock.
Yes. You all rock. Thank you very, very much for hanging out with us today
Yes,
for
thank you
our
so much.
Forestella reaction. These songs are incredible. This group is amazing. Love hanging out with you. Again, thank you for the support. All of our Throne League members over here, our Gold and Diamond members here. If you'd like to become a member, click on the link below. Just right, same place where you buy a coffee. And you can become a member for exclusive access to our Sunday shorts. And if there's any like mini shorts on TikTok or whatever of these guys you want to share with us, we can react to them there as well. And that is it for today. We look forward to hearing your suggestions for our return to Forestella, which will happen, of course, at some point.
Yes,
Amazing
indeed.
day, everyone. Love you guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
This is